Alright guys, so Cheetah Games here, and today I am going to be telling you all about my history on Bedrock SMPs. So, my first ever SMP I joined was called VeroZing SMP. Basically, my friends invited me to it because, well, it's what they played on. So, yeah. I ended up joining the world, and one of my friends was one of the builders for the SMP spawn and other stuff. So he was able to fly me anywhere, but for the time he like teleported me over to his base so I can like look around, get used to things. And mind you, this was a time when I only had my phone to play Minecraft on. So things were not looking very well for me at the time, like gameplay wise and such, but like still. So anyways, I had him fly me on over to Central America because this map was a Earth SMP for both Java and Bedrock. So I ended up going like, okay, I started building my base up. And it was just a nice little shack at the moment. And then the owner came by with a tank. Yes, you heard me right. A literal tank. Because the SMP had a plugin that also put in like different sorts of vehicles like tanks, planes, not boats, helicopters, motorcycles, and cars. So like that was pretty cool, I guess. But for me, since I was just on my phone, they just loaded in as Steve Head, so yeah, nothing I could really do about that one. So owner came, welcomed me to the server by blowing me up a couple times, and then yeah, I was free to like just do whatever. So I went on ahead and started building up my base by then going to make a mine shaft. And I went to spawn later because we were like recording a promotional video for the SMP where like all the members got online with like and like they showed off all the different nations, and my nation I hadn't made it yet, so I was thinking, so before the whole thing happened, I was thinking, what should my nation be called? I decided to name it Hyrule, because, well, I'm a Zelda fan. So, thus began the nation of Hyrule. And, fun fact, throughout the entire SMP Season 1, nobody joined my team. So like, or my nation, not team. Despite making friends with almost everyone. Because there were some enemies. My first enemy I made, I forgot what they were named, but they just had a llama skin on, so we always joked around that he was like a furry. So for some reason he targeted me specifically and was like, bro, what the heck, man, I hate you. So like, that was my first ever enemy. So afterwards, after the promotional video, we decided to go on ahead and go back to doing whatever. So I just started asking people to show me around their bases so I can get a better feel for the place. And I got to see a vast variety of nations. Like, mine was the smallest, of course. Though there was one place that the one nation that had the most wealth was this place called Austria, and guess where it was located? Germany. I'm not kidding. So basically, like the whole place was made out of cobblestone, and they were allegedly the richest nation on the entire SMP. So later I went to go visit a nation called Egypt, and that is the nation my newest enemy runs. So he showed me around, and he sold me an axolotl, which was pretty cool. So afterwards, I went to go view my friend's base, who had the biggest nation, like not only like land-wise, but also people-wise. Cause like he had 5 or 6 people on that SMP, which is pretty insane, if you ask me. But it it still doesn't really matter that much since it's all in the past, and I totally wasn't jealous of him for having more people than me. Not at all. Anyways, it eventually came time that I was like, okay, I need to expand my base. So I made a little cute crop farm, little animal pens next to my house, so that I can have food and other materials with quick and easy access. So yeah, then I went on ahead and I forgot, honestly. So then I went on ahead and asked my friend, "Yo, what's up? You, how do you have so, like, how do you do so good?" Then he showed me the shop, where you can buy literally any item for free. Well, not for free. You gotta do quests. And around this time, I also found out that there were these, like, crates you could get through keys handed out by the owner or other staff members for no particularly no reason. So I ended up getting a whole bunch of overpowered loot. Oh dang, we finished this world fast. So I ended up getting a lot of OP loot, and yeah. So the crates basically just gave me a whole bunch of overpowered loot, and my favorite item, this one Riptide Trident, which I was super excited to have, and not only for the sake of fast travel, but also because it was kind of OP for one of the, like, the only daily quest. So there was this parkour thing at spawn where if you complete it once every day, you would get money from doing it every day. And the thing is that there was a custom river right next to it that people would just use to skip past it all. Well, most people would use to skip past it all, because I was one of the most people. Oh, that's a difficult jump. But anyways, yeah. Oh, I messed up. So, after all that nonsense, I ended up going back to my base and started building this cute little pond. It was really nice, and I was happy about it. Then I was extremely paranoid one day, so I just made an underground place to put all my loot for absolutely no reason, because there was like land claims on the SMP. So like, I really had no point in trying to save everything from other people. But yeah, I was not thinking anything through at the time. So like, yeah. Plus I was way younger than I currently am, so like, it makes a whole lot of sense, you know? Oh, I keep missing these jumps, dude. Anyways, so after oh my gosh, I keep falling. So anyways, after a whole bunch of days of me just logging on, getting my randomness, buying, like, not randomness, me doing the daily quests and like just trying to do something until the owner put out builder applications, and I was like, oh, bet I want to be one of the builders, because one of my favorite things in Minecraft was building. And so I applied and I became one of the builders, which was very awesome and I was very happy about. So yeah. anyways, after that whole big deal, I I was told that I should build a logo at spawn. And I did it like right above where the parkour section is. And I was honestly really happy with myself once I finished, because despite having the words being so small, I actually made them look really nice, if I'm being honest. And like everyone was like, oh dang, he did a pretty good job building that logo. And so then I was tasked with just building a gas station at spawn because of the cars and planes and tanks and other stuff. So I had to do that. And I got partway through it, went to go take a break. And then like literally when I came back, somebody had finished it. And it was ugly, man. Like they used sandstone and like I was going for like a quartz look because yeah, it just looked cooler than sandstone for walls. And then I built gas station on top, but then they were like, no, 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 you did horrible. I'm making words smaller. So they made the words smaller, and then, of course, it was made out of sandstone. I was like, dude, stop building it out of sandstone. It doesn't look good on the build here. And so I ended up switching the sandstone with quartz once they logged off. I know, jerk move from me, but hey, I just wanted things to look good. So afterwards, I just I was ha, I was in charge of building a cool little. I was just in charge of decorating spawn. So I built this cool little port off like this side that leads into the ocean. And it was pretty cool, I'd have to admit. People liked it. Sure, some people put in some boats, changed a few things here and there. But aside from that, things went well in my situation, or in my case. So, yeah. Oh, I messed that up bad. So, yeah. Afterwards, I ended up going on towards the... Okay. After I did all that, I ended up building a cute little church next to my base. And I wasn't entirely impressed with it, but hey, whatever gets the job done. Then I was like, I'm bored of building at my base for now, so I just ended up building on at spawn. I built this like giant cherry tree, which let me tell you did not look good at all. And man, I keep missing that jump. And I just ended up building like just a random balloons above this marketplace area where people would like set up their own shops and like sell stuff there. And it was neat, honestly. Like I was kind of happy with that and all the shops that I made. But yeah, after all that happened, I was like, man, I'm bored. I'm logging off for the day. And I kid you not, right as I logged off, the owner was like, hey, can you and one of your IRL friends, like, build this PvP map, like King of the Hill map for us? And I was like, sure. And so, I stayed up late that night. Good thing it was a weekend. Otherwise, I would not have made it through school the next day. Well, yeah, whatever. Anyways, this project took us a while, and eventually he was like, you know what? We're not gonna use this. We're just gonna make a circle. And I was like, bro, we spent a long time on this. And my IRL friend was like, meh, it's whatever, if I'm being honest. Like, dude, we spent a long time. We spent days on this. He was like, I mean, it doesn't even really look that good, if I'm being honest. And I was like, yeah, you are right. So that was a lot of work gone to waste. But in the end, it was all good. because, well, essentially, I went back to my base with inspiration, I I would say, and I built this cool little mayor's office and this cute little well and a little shop at my base just because I could. But anyways, afterwards, I was like, man, I got nothing to do now. So I logged off, and the next day, like in a few days, like the owner said, "Hey guys, we're so sorry, but we're closing the SMP because like somebody did a DDoS attack." And like and everyone was like, "No, that's so sad." And like I was really upset by it. So were my friends. Then, but then they announced season 2 of VeroZing SMP, and I was ecstatic, man. So they got all the builders, me, two of my IRL friends, and then one of the other people on the SMP to help build the new spawn for everyone. And I was ecstatic because I couldn't wait to build some pretty cool buildings and stuff because the theme was Western, and yes, that was decided by me. So yeah. And it was again another Earth SMP map, but it was like 3 times bigger than the last SMP map, so it was pretty chill, I must say. And basically, okay, that was difficult. So basically, I got on, like everybody else was on before me, like, so they already had quite a few things built up, like a little train station, a little tavern, and a couple of other Western themed builds. And I was like, alright, time to start building some really cool buildings. And then I learned that one of my IRL friends, not the one who was in charge of the nation last time, we'll just call him Noob Mick because that was literally his username at the time, and still is probably to this day. But anyways, he was like, no, 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 I'm gonna have you build repetitive stuff, like non-stop. And like, sure, my other IRL friend, the one who created the biggest nation last season, who I'll just call Stairstone because that's his username, was literally doing terraforming. And like, kid you not, I actually kind of like terraforming, so like, and like my least favorite thing to do in building is repetitive building, because like I cannot stand that. So I was like, dude, can I just build something? He was like, no, dude. So this turned out to be an argument, and I was like, dude, if you won't let me build something, I'll just do whatever. He was like, okay, fine, you can build something, but like, I'll blow it up. And like, one of the admins got involved, so they said, dude, just let Cheetah build something. Like, it's really no use arguing over who builds what when you are all literally builders. So I won that argument somehow, and Numic was extremely angry. And so I went off to like this little lush patch area of the spawn, which was like quite a ways away from everything, and like, yeah, everything was chill up until the moment Numic was like, dude, I am going to blow up your base. I'm going to blow up, no, not my base. I'm going to blow up this area you made. And like, I spent a long time building it, and it actually looked really good, if I'm being honest here. And then he was, and then he was working on the train, and he was getting close to my build, and I was afraid. And like he literally made a poll in the Discord. Should the train go through Cheetah's build, around, or like past Cheetah's build, but like through Cheetah's build, but leave like a giant tree he made? And like that poll was taken down by the admins, so he was even more angry. So he kept like messing around with my base, or not my base, my other stuff, and I was like genuinely upset because of it all. And then the owner was like, dude, you need to stop this. Like, you are a builder, and like he's a builder. You guys are like, your guys' job is to build. And like I I like I was happy the owner stepped in because that finally put an end to all that drama. So I ended up like just just doing nonsense. After we finished building spawn, I I was like, man, that was so fun building spawn. Despite all that really happened to me, and I was hit with a wave of relief that I no longer needed to worry about my builds getting griefed, because like everything was just fine from then on. So I I got to go build a nice base, and one of my friends from another public SMP joined, and he joined my team, which was the first time that ever happened on VeroZing, and the last time, because before too long, the owner was like, yeah, we're unfortunately shutting the SMP down permanently because we can't really sustain it with how little money we're making. And I was really upset because like it was such a fun SMP to play on. And so that's how VeroZing SMP got shut down for good, and that was my first ever SMP that I joined. Like, actually, the first ever SMP I joined. And I was pretty happy about it, to be honest here. It's like, it was a lot of fun, and I completed a lot of awesome stuff on that SMP. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will try to make some more videos relating to the other Minecraft servers I have joined in the past. So if you want to see that, make sure to like and subscribe, and then go comment down in the video, down in the comment section. And if you made it this far, type, I like chocolate chip cookies, because then, I don't know. Anyways, guys, that'll be it for this video, so please like and subscribe, or else you gotta turn into a Goomba.